to another stream. As always, I'm your host, Tree City Wes. Welcome to episode 122 of Tree City Live. Man, what a crazy day. What a crazy week. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? It sounds a little weird on my end, but it might just be me. Let me know how the levels are. Make sure the music's good. If I'm too loud, too soft, just let me know. Before we get started, if you could, come over to the Twitter at Tree City West. Give this stream a retweet and try to get some more hashtags in here. And man, what a crazy day. I feel like Zen's getting attacked on Twitter right now. This is pretty entertaining to see Evmos kind of going against first principles here. I wasn't sure who this was. He's the CEO of this, founder and director of the Evmos organization. He's saying, based on the initial data that our team collected from an archive node, the Zen contract uses 96% of the EVM state on Evmos. We'll open a discussion with the validator community after finishing the report to decide how best to proceed based on these results. What does that mean? Are they going to roll back the chain and erase Zen? Are they just going to get rid of all of our storage? Are they going to replace it with something? Are they going to... It's kind of cool how Zen's pushing the market forward, and as much as these guys hate Zen, I mean, it just proves that their chains aren't scalable. So this guy's just kind of piling on. There's another guy who is complaining about Base. So not only does the CEO of Evmos come out of left field, and I'm sure he's been waiting for somebody to talk about this issue. This guy, Storm, he's got a Twitter pin from some VC that's into crypto. And he's over here talking about how bad is this? In absolute terms, the problem's small. The base contract storage is only 50 gigabytes in compared to Ethereum. The Zen state share peaked at 85%. So basically all of the Zen contracts and the Zen mints took up 85% of the base chain. And it's been slowly moving down as people actually build on this chain. But this just proves, like, they're mad that Zen took up 85% of their chain. Why isn't the other 15% bigger? Why aren't they building? It's so funny. You love the FUD. Hell yeah, me too. Some entertainment for a Saturday night to see how quick these VC chains want to flip on us. Who we got in here? Shout out to Zen Enthusiast. What's up, Rolando? What's up, Car Pro? What's up, CJR? Shout out to my wife, Janet Rakuten. We got Rolando in here. How you guys doing? As always, like to get started with the crypto bubbles. And I don't really have anything to talk about tonight. It's been kind of a bloody night. We're just going to cover all the different things in Zen. If you guys want to talk about anything specific, if you have any questions or anything, let's dive into it. I have no plans. I'm chilling on a Friday night. But man, what a bloody day. And there's a lot of speculation, a lot of concern about what's happening in Israel right now. Apparently, Iran is preparing to attack Israel. And I hate to go to CNN, but they're one of the ones reporting on it. Biden says that he expects Iran will attack Israel sooner than later. So once Biden came out earlier today and mentioned that, the market completely tanked. And not just crypto, the stock market. Everybody's kind of gearing up for a war. Iran's ready to start World War III over here, and it's kind of fudding us out of our bags right now. But it is what it is. You know, that's what FUD is. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there's a lot of fear in the market right now because of the uncertainty of war. Rune thing on BTC. Yeah, we could talk about runes. I'm actually spinning up my Bitcoin node right now. I'm waiting for the Bitcoin core to finish syncing so I can see the ordinals on my Bitcoin core node. And I guess you can actually test out the runes on the testnet, on the Bitcoin testnet. I think it's called Signet or whatever. So I'm excited to see what that's about. I'm not too sure. I have to dig into it, but yeah, I'd like to participate in that. That sounds pretty cool. Get ready for it. But Yeah, rough day, rough day. We can see this morning when we woke up, Bitcoin was $71,000. And right when the stock market opened, that's when it started. So this is about 8 a.m. this morning right here, right around the time the stock market opened. And it's just been a sell-off, straight sell-off since right up until, almost stock market close. And then since then, it's just been kind of chilling, moving sideways. So the good news is we did stay in our range. If I zoom out here on the daily, we're still in this flag pattern. We basically stayed. We did have this wick below 65 for a second, which was kind of scary, but we did ultimately stay. We closed above this on the daily. Let's zoom into the 4 hours, see what we got. So let's get a little closer. Let's look at the 1 hour. And I mean, look at that. That looks like a meme coin that got rugged or something, where like all the liquidity falls out all at once and then it creeps sideways for a minute with very little volume. It's kind of funny. You wear Zen clothes, I watch the screen. Yeah, shout out to Zen Crypto Store. I told them I'd wear it on stream if they sent me a bunch, and they did. So shout out to the channel sponsor, zencryptostore.com. AlphaNet testing setup. Man, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so mad. I lost hashead validator number 8. So I'm gonna have to re-spin up a new validator. And I'm mad because I had server alerts programmed and configured, and they just didn't work. Because the server didn't go offline. My node stopped, but my server was online. So I never got the alert that the server went offline, but I know was no longer producing blocks. And I check it every 2 or 3 days just to make sure. So I thought I had 5 days to fix it, but apparently that requirement changed to 24 hours. And I was just behind. I wasn't aware of it. So unfortunately, it expired. It was offline for more than 24 hours, and now it's inactive and dead. So, but it's a good run through. I get to see what happens with the hash contract, actually testing, switching the node over. So we're gonna. Right now, you can claim if you're still in validator number 8. If you are participating in the testnet, you can go there on stake, and then I'm going to spin up the new validator tomorrow because I have to wait 24 hours. It's like 24 hours from like 9 a.m. This morning. So yeah, the BTC halvings in 8 days. That's getting hype. It's crazy how it's coming up right on 420. It's like the most Bitcoin thing ever. Yep, for sure. But we're still holding this zone. I mean, these 2 yellow lines were the original zone. I way back here, where I said if we stay in the zone, we're good. If we fall below the 65, then we might be coming all the way back to 50. And we're kind of coiling up here. And what's going to be the next move? Are we going to have, kind of go sideways until we explode to the upside, or are we going to explode to the downside? It's really 50-50. There's not really going to be. And if this war thing happens, I mean, it's kind of looking like we might fall through this. So this is opportunity. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm not going crazy going in and buying anything yet. I did make I did do a little Friday DCA today. I tried to catch the low on Render and Sui and Ocean AI protocol. So I grabbed a little Ocean, I grabbed some Sui, I grabbed some Render this morning, right when the crash happened. And I think I'm up like $10 right now or something. It's just kind of sitting sideways with Bitcoin. But let's go see how the Zen ecosystem's doing. Even 50K is unlikely. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, anything's possible. We could pull back all the way to 30. You never know. Get a 50% pullback on a 200% run. That'd be nuts. But yeah, let's go see what we got over here. Zen with the major pullback right now. Starting to get close to my DCA levels on Zen. It's pretty rare that I buy Zen, but if it's gonna go under 3, so we're at 6032 right now. If it goes under that 3 level, I might have to add that back here. Let's take this green line. So if Zen gets close to this green line here, oops, I might be buying a little bit. Making a little DCA, throw it in a stake or something. It's pretty rare that we come down to this green line right around 603. You know, we did it back in October. We did it again in February. We did it in end of February, and now we're kind of on our way now, depending on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin and we continue to get this bad news in the market, and we might be revisiting these levels. But this does look like a strong bottom. It does look like there's some nice support here. If we lose this support, who knows how low we could go. 6018 according to Fibonacci. Zen slightly stronger than ETH in the last 24 hours. Let's take a look. Switch it over to the ETH chart. Look at that. I don't even remember drawing that. That's funny. Got the tiniest green candle on the daily here versus Ethereum. That's good. It's cool. DBXen with the pullback. I'll be honest, I bought the top on this for sure. I guess I didn't buy the top. What I did do was consolidate. So I had some on CBXen, the DBXen on Coinbase, on base chain ran up. So I turned that from CBDXen into regular DXen, but I did it at $5. So that's not a good look, but it's getting me, I'm getting those ETH divs. That's really all I care about. And this is kind of bullish right here. We get a nice little higher low here. That's a good sign. So we'll see what happens. I mean, one thing that's correlated, you know, with Zen and DBXen is the price to the gas. And we've had pretty low gas. Right now, it's only 14 Gwei. I mean, that's really low. So it's really cheap to mint Zen, and it's really cheap to participate in DBXen, which is kind of driving that price. Once the gas started coming down, so did the price of Zen and DBXen. It might just be a coincidence, but that's looking like what happened here. Zen all-time low 268. Let's see. We'll look at it on the 15. Actually, go 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour says 2697 on the ETH chart. So DBXen, I was hoping it would hold the $4, but it did fall through. But we did make a higher low, so that's a little bullish. Might just be following ETH right now. We'll take a look at the price versus ETH. Yeah, look at that. I mean, definitely have a pullback, but moving up nicely. The other DBXens are getting smacked right now. ADBXen down 30%, Phantom DBXen down 20%, Matic DBXen down 5%. Pulse chain up a little bit, sitting at 20 cents, but I mean, this got all the way up to like 35 cents. So that's a pretty big pullback there. And then what happened to Pulse chain today? Holy shit. Pulse chain and PulseX got absolutely wrecked this morning. Look at that. Ugh. That is ugly. Are we coming all the way back to the bear market lows with PulseX? 508. Are we gonna put another zero back on PulseX? Jeez, that's ugly. Same with Pulse Chain. I didn't even see PLS here. Yeah, Hart tweeted to buy P-Dime. That is so funny. What a fucking asshole. That's funny. It's been a wild ride, right? All those memes are popping off on Pulse Chain. Yeah, what's Rat Pulse sitting at? Oof. 407. It did add another zero. It's definitely oversold. Might be a good time. I mean, look at that. Jesus. 4075. Oof. Crazy, crazy times. So what else we got going on here? This weekend we have the Zen Agora space, as they're calling it. I think that's a pretty funny name. But it should be a really good time. So we're gonna have Raz and Jack And I'm going to be hosting it with Simple Waters and More World Peace. Shout out to Crypto Bruh. And that's going to be a good time. Let's see if I can find the post here. But yeah, it's going to be it'll be on Sunday afternoon. So shout out to Roz. He's kind of throwing it all together here. DBXen Agora, a gathering place discussing the new age of crypto. Sunday, April 14th at 11 a.m. PT. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern. DBXen's a hidden gem. Buy it when you can. Hell yeah. Wonder how my DBXen's doing. I claimed it 2 days ago. Been using the Rabby wallet lately. Now that I'm finally done with all my vanilla mints, I switched over to Rabby. I like it. I like it a lot. I believe I have a link down there. If you haven't switched to Rabby yet, use my referral link down in the description. It's a nice wallet. It's a lot less clunky than MetaMask. A lot easier to use, especially when you're switching through chains. Very nice. I say that as it's having trouble loading my yeah, I'm just on the wrong wallet here. There we go. So getting 0.0049 ETH per day. So what is that? That's like $5 or something. $16. Nice, that's a little more than I thought. So I got about 500 DBXen staked here. It's a nice little gig, man. DBXen's probably my favorite DeFi project, just because it's fair launch, it's tied to Zen, and I've just earned so much ETH and other chains too. I mean, I get really nice returns on Avalanche. Got a couple thousand ADXN over here. Get out of here, MetaMask. That's the only one you want is DBXen. I'm curious what you guys think about NXD. It definitely sounds like an intriguing process. So I need to look into it a little deeper, but my understanding is basically you stake your DXN and then you earn ETH yield. And then part of the yield from the DBXen that you stake is also used to buy and burn DBXen, I believe. So it's really going to pump the price of DBXen. It's going to be an awesome thing. You don't see me post about the Agora? It's because I post too much. I need to. Let's see. If you go back a couple days. If there's any topics you'd like us to discuss in the space, and yeah, feel free to share any topics with me if there's anything specific. I want to talk about these guys. You know, this Evmos and this Storm guy talking about base. Thanks to Zen, 0.3% of base users are monopolizing 68% of the chain's resources. The state is permanent. Base nodes now need to store and propagate this spam Zen data forever. I love to see that. This guy really has no idea what he's talking about. He's mad that Zen used the chain, and now he's like, oh, they took up all our space. But it's like, why is no one else using base? Especially when this chart specifically, I mean, this really proves it. We were so early, and then this dash pink line is the percentage state used by Zen. So it's falling as more projects come and build on base. So over time, it becomes less and less. As base becomes more popular, the Zen state is becoming less and less. Now, it's not like the Zen state's becoming smaller, it's just the other things are getting bigger and catching up to Zen. So it's like, what are we talking about here? I just don't get it. Is the problem fixed? So far, let's go through this from the beginning, because this is kind of interesting. So basically, when you're talking about blockchain, you're talking about data. break down a little bit. So when you're talking about blockchains, you're talking about data and data storage. You know, these transactions are stored in immutable data, in immutable storage that can't be changed, and that storage is precious, and people have to pay for that storage. But what's happening with a lot of these new EVM chains like Base and EVMOS is they're manipulating the gas fees to keep them cheap. And it gives this false appearance that their fees are cheaper, but really it's just a centralized chain that's being manipulated. So now that Zen has showed up, us, the Zenians, are minting CB Zen, and we're using that storage. And when we create these NFTs specifically, these VMUs, we're essentially creating a contract. So when you create a ZenFT, you're creating a contract. So every single NFT is a smart contract, and the blockchain has to store these smart contracts. And that's what this base chain storage is. So there's basically saying of everything that's stored on Base, all the transactions, all the smart contracts, almost all of it is Zen. Zen's taking up all the storage on the chain. So 68% of the Base chain state has been taken over by a single protocol of questionable utility. So they're like, is this malicious? Like, they think that Zen is an attack on their chain, and we're taking over. We're a single protocol of questionable utility taking over the Base chain. This has implications for every cheap fee blockchain, and that's the key right there. Every cheap fee blockchain. So he's talking about the VC chains. You know, Coinbase is running Base, and they're making a fuckload of money every single day, hundreds of thousands of dollars off the fees of the transactions. And that's considered a cheap fee blockchain, and it's centralized. It's a VC chain. It's the Coinbase chain, and people understand that, and they use it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just they don't like Zen because it's it needs the data. It needs the immutable storage. So this chart above visualizes how Base state is currently being used. The size of each rectangle is how much state is used by each type of contract. The chart was generated using the same methodology as a recent blog post on Ethereum. You'll find it here. So it's funny because you see Zen on Ethereum here too. So in their example, there's Zen. So like when you go back to this, all the ERC20 tokens, all the ERC 721 NFTs, all the bridges in DeFi, they don't touch the amount of storage that Zen has used in these NFTs and these Zen claims and everything we're doing, all the staking and everything. So what is the problem? Thanks to Zen, thanks to us, he's thanking us. 0.3% of Base users are monopolizing 67.8% of the chain's resources. So they're saying we're only 0.3% of the Base users, and we're monopolizing 67.8% of the chain's resources. The state is permanent. Base nodes now need to store and propagate the spam Zen data forever. The spam Zen data. Like, come on. Storage abuse can continue until gas price is redesigned. How does this affect blockchain scaling? Well, Zen's just proving that Base can't scale, and he's mad at Zen for that. So how does this affect blockchain scaling? Scaling blockchains to become 100x or 1000x larger will require efficient use of computational resources. It's not viable for the majority of a network resource to be consumed so inefficiently. So this guy's gonna come talk to us. We're building one of the most efficient blockchains, one of the fastest and most scalable and robust blockchains, and he's gonna say that it's not viable for a majority of the network resources to be consumed so inefficiently. Like, we're exposing you, bro. Like, we're exposing the problems with these cheap fee VC chains. You know, how mediocre they are. So how bad is this? In absolute terms, the problem's still small. Base contract storage is only 50 gigs in size compared to 250 gigs on Ethereum. The problem has also become less severe over time. The Zen state share peaked around 85% back in October. So I mean, that was so early. That's why we jumped on base so fast. It was so we could participate early. And now you see people are migrating to Zen. You see Solana having these quote unquote issues and all these failed transactions, and people want to meme it up. So they're going over to Base and buying stuff like Brett. And now that Base is getting used, the percentage that Zen is being used is becoming less and less because the rest of the stuff is catching up. So is the problem fixed? So far, there's been no mitigations. So they want to mitigate the problem. They think Zen is the problem. How do we mitigate this spam? Like, that's insane to me. So far, there have been no mitigations enacted to prevent future abuse. There's nothing preventing one or 10 Zen-like protocols from emerging to fill the state with spam, especially as fees continue to fall. So they're blaming Zen. They want the chain to be cheaper, but the validators have to verify all that Zen spam, and it's just unbelievable. Is this specific to Base? Not at all. Zen's left a huge mark on every major EVM chain. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have. For example, Zen's now the largest contract on Ethereum. It's been responsible for 8.8% of all Ethereum stake growth over the past year, and it now takes up 3.5% of all state. You know, it's almost like they knew what they were doing when they built Zen. Is Zen unique? Zen's just one example of a broader pattern. When cheap computational resources are combined with speculation, these resources will be used in unintended ways. Blobscriptions, gas tokens, Solana's ORE can all be lumped in this category. So he's saying you have to use our blockchain how we tell you to use it. You can't do it you can't do it your way. If you do it your way, we're going to change the blockchain. So you can't do it your way. You can't have your gas tokens and your blobscriptions and your ORE stuff. You know, Avalanche can't have inscriptions, according to the founder. So what are they going to do? What can be done? Simply put, storage needs to be repriced to reflect the true burden that it imposes on the network. And there's many ways to do this, each with varying levels of impact to normal users, but pricing storage is fundamentally difficult. Why is pricing storage difficult? Most of the operations within a transaction are easy to price because they happen instantaneously, but storage is different. Once you pay for storage, the data that gets stored by the network forever. So it's like pricing a lifetime subscription. And that's the whole point of blockchain. It's supposed to be immutable data. It's supposed to be basically a public utility that people can come and use and store this immutable data. So sooner or later, every chain will need to confront these storage spam issues. I've been modeling some potential fixes, but it's still a work in progress. If you have ideas for how to improve the storage spam or pricing, hit me up here or in DMs. I might be able to model it out. Thanks for reading. My broad mission in the past couple months has been put to use by ultra high-res data to help scale Ethereum. So it's pretty funny. And then we have, and it's nice to see people that I've never seen outside of the Zen community defending Zen. Isn't the whole point of an L2 to store large amounts of data that we don't want stored on the L1? This sounds like a conservative case for L2's data, but in the rollup framework, only the L1's data should be viewed conservatively. So he's basically saying, isn't that the point of layer 2s is to store this data? And the guy's like, no, it doesn't store it the way I want it to be stored, so I'm going to complain about it on Twitter. I mean, it's just ridiculous. What's up, Dank? Welcome. Turn off all your server space. All 2 of them. What's that sound? Shout out to Dank. Hey. Shout out to Augmented, too. I mean, we're all on these guys. There's, Owl, there's Ox Beast. All the Zenians coming out. So, this was the base guy. If you click on this guy's, this little green this icon, it takes you to Paradigm, a research-driven technology investment firm from San Francisco, California. They're into venture capital. So they're basically a VC coming out telling us that Zen is spam and they need to combat this spam on the blockchain. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the Evmos guy has to come and tag along too. He's got to throw his shots in there when we're down. He's like, oh, I got a chart too. I got a chart too. He comes out. The Evmos chain also has the exact problem with the same questionable project. So not only are we a spam project, we're also a questionable project. Today, running Evmos nodes are significantly more costly because the amount of contracts Zen has created on multiple EVMs. 219 million active minting contracts on Evmos. This means that operators are forced to sell tokens to cover the expenses. Our core team's currently working on a report to address the situation with our validators and larger community. We have a few ideas in mind. Insights and opinions are welcomed. So basically, this guy from this Paradigm VC is going to team up with the CEO of Evmos, a blockchain with the CEO, and they're coming after Zen to figure out how they can solve the problem of Zen. Man, we're making enemies out here. I love it. Yeah, exactly. The irony, exactly, Rolando. So he's tagging Jesse Pollock. This is the CEO of the base chain. Let's connect and collaborate to discuss the alternatives for our ecosystem. How are we gonna get rid of this scourge Zen? Using all of our precious layer 2 storage. Taking up all of our blobs. Oh my god, it's so funny. So I think that's going to be a fun talking point this weekend. I mean, I feel like that's something the entire Zen community can rally around, and we really should. I mean, the whole point of these blockchains and this immutability is to use it, and they don't like how we're using it. Just like Avalanche didn't like how we were using inscriptions, and just like how Dogechain and OKX didn't like how we were using gas, so they manipulated the chain. And now if someone like Base does that, you know, it's one thing if Dogechain does something, like who's using Dogechain, but Coinbase from Base Chain, like that's a big deal. And just the fact, I mean, it's kind of cool because it's basically free marketing, but it's just so skewed. It's so ass backwards. The VC chains are going to call us spam. Like, what? And then Jack chimes in, shouldn't you be thinking about how to create an economically viable decentralized platform versus actually censoring a project? I mean, exactly. Like, what are you looking at? What are you thinking about? They can ask for help from storage. Yeah, go hit up Filecoin. Thanks. And then, so yeah, Jesse Pollock from Coinbase, from Base Chain, says, thanks for doing this research. Important first step for figuring out how to manage it long term. How to manage Zen? Like, they're trying to figure out how to manage this problem that is us long term. So yeah, meanwhile, as soon as the market crashes, I want to buy some crypto. I want to buy the dip. I was specifically trying to buy some Phantom. The Phantom fell all the way to like 60, 70 cents, you know, when it was flash crashing. So I grabbed some USDC and I wanted to get it off of Coinbase, my on-ramp. They don't sell Phantom, so I had to move it, and I couldn't move it. And it's supposed to be free. And I'm getting this error message that your send failed. The selected account does not have enough funds to perform this action. So I had the USDC. It says right here, no network fees with USDC, but it's saying I don't have enough to cover the transaction. Like, I had it, and I had more than I needed, and I was only sending a little bit, and it wouldn't let me. Like, and so many people are saying the same thing. Fucking Coinbase, every time. It's the joys of living in America and trying to do crypto. All right, I'm hyped up. What's up, Smith? When MQTT, I know, right? I'm struggling with that, man. I'm hoping you can put the JSON together. If you can do the JSON, that'll be so much. That's more my level of coding. I'll be honest. I want to figure out the MQTT stuff, and I have it. Like, I can connect to the server and see the data. I just can't. Now I think the issue is creating the instance. So you have to focus on how to. Because when I was making the instances with your template, it wasn't showing up. If I created it manually with the variables in there, I could see it. So I was doing something wrong. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. We're talking about the Zen Assistant. So this is a nice little script if you're mining Zen blocks. Let's talk about this for a minute here. Hop into WSL over here. So I got my orange pie here. Go and log in. Get what it's called in fast mode. So we got our nice little Zen Blocks assistant here. And if you're mining Zen Blocks, highly recommend this. It just makes managing your instances so much easier. Yeah, I still gotta check that out, Dank. But yeah, this is just used for buying and monitoring instances, and so you can see I'm running 84 cents, getting about 14,000 hashes a second. That's not very good. A lot of these are yellow and red, so why don't we do some shopping here? Why don't we make this a little bigger? And so I'm gonna kill all the bad ones. So can you see the bottom there? Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I typed in the option for kill the instances, then I type in I so I can select specific ones. Now I'm just gonna kill 2 through 13. So I'm gonna type 2-13. It's gonna confirm, and it's just gonna run through and kill all those instances that I selected there. It's NFTs when it's public. Can we run XE BFTs on our testnet? NFTs? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I was actually playing with that. They're on the fastnet and the other one, the devnet, which I think are going away soon. So anyway, so I terminated all those instances. Now if I check the stats here with option 1, I did keep the 13060 that's getting 25 hashes per dollar, 25,000 hashes per dollar. So now we're gonna go buy an instance. I'll type in number 3 here. So now I have a couple different options. I can get top 20 offers. I can get offers by specific cards, and I really just put the cards that I liked personally. So feel free to update the code if you have cards that you like. But so I just like to go in here and just mass purchase. So I'm just buying 20 cards at a time, and they're all going to attempt to load Smith's image here. And I'm basically just brute forcing Vast AI, buying like 100 cards at a time, and then I'll see which ones have the best hash rate per dollar, and then I'll just cancel all the other ones. So that was option 1, and I'll do option 2, which basically gives the same ones. Notice now that we get into the more expensive cards, there's a lot more quantity, so I can get better deals on the hash rate, the T-flops per dollar. Meant the current X1? I'm not sure. I don't think it's on there yet. I believe that's going to be the next round of the testnet. So we'll be talking about that on Sunday, what's going to be in the next round of testnet. So we're going to be spinning up our validators. We're going to be migrating to this new testnet that'll be running the validators. But is that also going to include the Zen blocks mining? Are we going to have our Zenium and our super blocks and our Zunis on the new testnet? Are we going to have the Shex or whatever, the X hex? Are we going to have Zuni swap and all these different things? Like, all this has to happen before we get to mainnet. So the sooner we can get this next version of the testnet launched and we can start testing these things and start building these things, the closer we're going to be to mainnet. So that's going to be the key. Yeah, exciting times ahead for sure. I'm sure it might have Zen. I'm sure it'll have these other projects. The big one is the Zen blocks. I really want to see that implementation. And basically I have a feeling how it's going to look is we're going to have a smart contract that automatically it'll probably have like an oracle built into it, and you just go to the smart contract and claim your mining rewards, and you'll just have them on chain. I imagine that's how it's going to work, but I might be completely wrong. We'll see. So now I'm buying a bunch of 3060s. I just do mass things here. All right, we'll do one more round of the highest T flops, and then we'll see what we got. Hopefully we got some green ones. Zune, yeah, exactly. So now typically what I do is I load these up and I give them like 5 or 10 minutes to load. But if I have enough at the speeds that I like, then I might cancel them early. So you can see almost all of these fail. And this new version of the script that we're working on, shout out to Smith, man. He's really the one doing all the work. Some of these are actually mining. We just can't see it because they're not forwarding the ports appropriately. Or they just didn't start, or they're scheduled or outbid or whatever. But we're gonna have more reliability once we can get a better data feed, rather than having to rely on the forwarded ports. So yeah, you can see we got some like this A4000 for 8 cents. I don't think it's I don't think that's accurate. Sometimes it'll grab it before the difficulty changed. Let's say you're getting like 100,000. That's pretty nice. So now that I gave it a few minutes to let these load up here, I'm going to do option 2. And I'm going to select I. When I select I, allows me to pick which numbers and ranges. So I'm basically going to go up and I'm going to cut it off around 15,000. So it looks like the top 20 cards. So I'm going to kill card 21 through 121. So just like that, I bought 121 cards and now I'm going to cut 101 of them away. I guess it'd be 100 of them because I had one. And now I feel like just doing this process once or twice a day, I'm constantly getting the best bang for my buck when I'm mining. It's a little sloppy. It's a little wasteful. I'm sure I can do this more efficiently, especially once we get a better read on the data and if it's actually mining or not. But it's working. It works for me. Like when I go to zen.pub, we'll let all these instances kill. I can see that, man, it sounds crazy outside. We're getting a windstorm and a thunderstorm at the same time. It sounds like we're about to blow away out here. So I'm just waiting on zen.pub to load here. Man, I told you guys I was doing that Venom airdrop. I was playing on that chain for the last year, and they fucked me over. I didn't get a single token. I didn't get anything. They said you had to participate in like 22 events, and I did like 21 of them. And they're just like, sorry. Motherfuckers. Centralized VC chains. But yeah, you can see, I mean, I really picked up, and I'm spending close to the same. Like, back here I was spending like between 70 and 90 cents an hour. Now I'm spending about $1 an hour. So I am spending a little bit more, but I'm getting multitudes of more Zenium. I finally broke 180 too. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, when I started, I was in the 190s, like back here at the beginning of March. And I'm like, I need to do this more efficiently. So you can see this was my best day. I got 188 regular blocks and 325 Zunies in a single day. And it's just by doing this, just by using the little script, just trying to spin up. Whoop. Oh no, did I kill everything? I must have killed everything, not paying attention. Yeah. Whoops. I meant to do 21 through 121. Motherfucker. Now I'm not mining anything. When we're done, that data will be flowing in close to real time. Bro, I'm so excited. That's just gonna be so cool. And we're so close. I could feel it. I mean, I just got to get my ass in gear. I mean, it's working. It's just the script needs updated. Are you gonna make a JSON version, or should I set it up with the MQTT? What would be more reliable? Gotta go back and buy a bunch of cards again. I'm pissed. I didn't mean to kill those. That sucks. I had some good deals there. So yeah, just kind of a chill Friday night, not too much going on. When we're done with that, the data will be flowing in real time. Let's get it. Only got 13 watchers right now. Feeling pretty light tonight. Shout out to the ones that are here. I should do a giveaway since the real ones are here. Let's see. I think I can give away. Not sure how. Maybe not. I think I gave them all away for this month. That must be what the issue is. Oh wait, here we go. Membership gifting. Shout out to you guys. Here's some free memberships. We got Echo Jones, media player, the Highlight Mike, Yonks, and Clay Bentley. What's up, J-Red? Fuck yeah.
All right, let's fucking hash.
Thank you, sir. Hell yeah. Smith, man, why don't you ever get one? We gotta get Smith a membership. Now my shit's going crazy.
That's for the DBXens and OGs.
I'll keep paying. I appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. Supporting my crypto addiction. All right, let's see what we got here once these last 20 finish spinning up here. Going crazy with the giveaways. All right. Let me see some green here. That's what I really need. Two greens, motherfucker. And those are probably gonna disappear. All right, let's try to get some A4000s. Helped you on the shit show over journey? Hell yeah, man. You helped me too. You know, we're all in it to help each other for sure. Spreading the vibes and spreading the knowledge. I try to help any way I can. I'm learning every day, man. There's so much to do, so much to learn. That's been the best part of this whole Zen journey, is just constantly pushing myself. Like Smith is pushing me right now to learn this whole MQTT thing and how to implement it in the Python script. I'm having such a hard time with something that should be super easy. but I gotta figure it out, and I just have this desire to like get it done, you know. That inspiration comes from you guys. I hate this fucking song. What's up, Arnett? Welcome, welcome. Just chilling out. Not too much happening. We talked about this this whole VC thing, that the Coinbase and the FMOS chains going crazy. I might have to clip that rant. That was a good one. I had to get that off my chest. These fucking VC guys calling us Zen spam. Got me heated. What do you guys want to talk about on Sunday? What should I ask Roz and what should I ask Jack? You guys have any questions? Anything specific you want to know about? And besides like 1x1? Alright, now this is looking better. So we're gonna cut it off. Let's see. I just bought so many fucking cards, it's insane. We'll say 26 through 220. Don't fade at 1.5. All right, so let's go see. So we're hashhead.io. I really want to update this website, make it a little more. I mean, I love this classic. This has the classic hashhead feel, but I feel like we could add some more features or some more visually pleasing things. But man, it's good to see that 179 rank, up to 207,000 Zenium, 28 super blocks, 20,000 Zunis. It's good, it's good. It's exciting. And unfortunately, I'm so embarrassed. I lost my validator. It's no longer active and voting. So I'm going to have to rebuild this tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier. But it'll be a good test to make sure. I built in the function in the contract so I can change the validator just in case this ever happened, and now I get to see if it works. Hopefully everything works. What's the NXM? I mean the NXD? It's DXen backwards, NXD. But basically, in short, how it works is you burn your Zen and you get DXen. And then you can take your DXen and stake it in NXD. And then with your NXD and your DXen, you actually earn more ETH. And then some of that ETH also goes to buy and burn DBXen. So it's really, the tokenomics are based around pumping DBXen and creating a price floor for the NXD DXen pair. So it's definitely it's a lot to take in. It is borderline first principles just because it can be taken advantage of. Now, it is only the tax, so the worst thing that they could do is turn off the tax for themselves. You know, they can designate who's whitelisted for the tax, which that's designed for things like LP pools and other contracts and, you know, other tokens that they might work with in the future. But they could also use it for themselves and, you know, turn off the tax and dump a huge amount of tokens, and then those benefits aren't trickled down to the rest of us. So there is a small fee. I think it's like a 5% fee, and then that fee is collected and used to buy and burn DBXen and go back to the ETH. And then I think there's also a dev fee, which is kind of questionable. You know, I do think developers deserve to get paid. You know, I like to get paid when I make stuff. So But it's also weird being like a tax token. That's kind of a weird thing for me. So definitely going to talk about that on Sunday. I hope you guys tune into that big Agora space with Roz and Jack and Simple and Cryptobra and myself. That'll be a good one. So let's go see how our miners are doing. So now that we just killed 200 instances on the account, yeah, we're spending about $1.80 on 28,000 hashes, getting 16,000 hashes a dollar. That's pretty good. Refresh it, see if any of these come back. All right, they don't, so we're gonna kill them. And then boom, so we're up to $1.72 for 28 hashes per second, 28,000 hashes per second. And I'll let this run overnight, wake up and refresh them again. I wish I could see what you say, Arnett. There's like this stupid YouTube icons are in the way. Motherfucker. So those on-stake tokens don't earn divs. Those tokens won't be DXen. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the game theory there. So this is going to be encouraging people to on-stake their DXen. So the ones that do stay staked in DBXen will earn more yield. If you think about it, you know, they'll basically be diluting. Diluting's not the right word. They're going to be removing tokens from the staking pool. So the ones that do stay staked will earn more rewards. But then there's also the option of earning more rewards by participating in NXD. And if you want to get a new token in NXD, you know, which one's going to be better for you? You know, it's kind of that game theory. All right, I'm inclined to leave most of mine staked in DBXen and see what happens, just because that's what I'm familiar with. And I want to see how many people on stake. Now, if nobody on stakes and there's more of an opportunity in NXD, then I might on stake and move my DBXen to NXD and then earn divs over there and participate that way. But I'm definitely always going to have some DBXen. I feel like this project is built to pump DBXen. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So yeah. Well, that's about all I have. Going for about an hour now. Everyone go over there so I win. That's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, I definitely want to participate. What I may do is just buy some fresh DBXen and use that to participate in NXD. Because I like these divs. You know, I like getting my Avalanche and Polygon and Ethereum and Phantom. You know, Phantom's a nice one. I get a lot of Phantom over here. And like, I think I claimed this 2 days ago. I already have 1.7 more to claim. I got 10,000 Phantom staked. So you get basically one Phantom a day. You know, that's like 300 Phantom a year. If Phantom hits $2, that's going to be $600 that I got just for holding DBXen, doing nothing else. Plus the value of the token that I still have. It's such an amazing DeFi. You know, I love that. It's basically a free vacation, you know? I'm paying for vacation this year just because I staked my DBXen and left it there. And that's just one chain. That's just Phantom. You know, it's happening on on multiple chains. Man, we didn't even get to talk about runes or anything. So let me make sure. Wonder how my motherfucker. So this is still going over here. This is my ORD. So my indexing of my Bitcoin core node finished a couple days ago. I started indexing ORD and it froze, so I let it go. Now it's running it again, and it's going extremely slow, but it's hitting those later blocks. That's when there's a lot of inscriptions in those blocks, so just gonna let it run, let it continue to index. You know, I am using the old orange Pi, so it's going pretty slow, but it's working. And then what's the plan for this? So once I finish indexing and I have my ORD client running, then I'm going to test inscribing runes, and I might inscribe like an ordinal on Bitcoin, just to see if I can do it from my Orange Pi rather than some third-party service. That's going to be the big kicker for me. But man, we got our rune stone over here, just chilling. I'm holding on to this thing for my dear life. I think it's going to be. My plan is to hold the rune stone and then sell the airdrops, and that's kind of worked out for me. This thing hit a floor of 0.09, which is insane. That's $5,000-$6,000 that I received just for participating in the network. So just for having some ordinal, images and the JPEGs or whatever, and just being fascinated by Bitcoin and bitmaps and all these different projects, stuff like the Ordillas and the Pixel Doges and the Bitcoin Bears and all these early ones. I was in some really early ones that completely flopped. Like the Bit Pepe. I had some Bit Pepes, and I had what was the other one? The recursive punks. They're recursive. That was some of the first recursive inscriptions, and they're basically worth nothing now. Bit Amigos, that's another one. They're worth like $5 or something, but the inscription number is under 1 million, so I'm holding on to it. Also got some bit blocks. I have 2 bit blocks and a rune stone that are unlisted, so I'll be able to participate in an airdrop for a new project. That's going to be pretty cool. Tweeted about that yesterday, I think. Yeah, right here. I said, guys, I have exactly 2 bit blocks and 1 rune stone. So shout out to Billy Resty. He's got some really cool art. Did these bit blocks. So these are based off a parent-child inscription. I don't know if you can see it if my head's in the way. Yeah, my head's directly in the way. So like the ordinal is based off that color scheme. And it basically took that color and made this bit block. It's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. I also did the Ordilla. I didn't even have the thought. I really wanted to do ordinals that I owned, but people had the thought to do the rare ones. So they were doing like the first inscriptions and the first ordinals, the rocks and stuff. And I didn't even think of that. That's such a great idea. I thought it'd be more valuable to me if I owned the parent and the child inscription. That's kind of why I played it like that. So much stuff is happening on Bitcoin, though. It's crazy. You doing the node to keep from getting front run? Yeah, and just to see if I can. I just want to make sure I can. So the other night, I did finish I was testing with the Bitcoin Core wallet. I created the wallet via command line. I set some Bitcoin to it, and then I sent it back to my hot wallet, and it worked. I was excited. And then that's when I started installing the Ord client. I want to inscribe. So yeah, that's the next step. But yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys have a good Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. I should be back tomorrow. Definitely want to see what happens with this Twitter situation with all these, the base and the Evmos chain calling out Zen, saying we're a spam project. Yeah, fuck them guys. Fuck those VC chains. We're building something pure over here. So, yeah, hope you guys have a good day. As always, my name's Tree City West. Hope you stay Zen. Peace.